Each airport has characteristics that can lead pilots to make errors that result in wrong surface operations, runway incursions, or other surface events. Let's take a look at issues you might encounter at St. Louis Downtown Airport from the flight deck. St. Louis Downtown, KCPS, is a medium-sized, primarily general and corporate aviation airport located on the southeast edge of the city of St. Louis in the state of Illinois. It is about 14 miles southeast of the St. Louis Lambert International, KSTL, and almost 15 miles west of the Scott Air Force Base Mid-America St. Louis airports. It has Class Delta airspace that underlies the St. Louis Class Bravo. Pilots headed to St. Louis Downtown for the first time need to ensure they are familiar with the requirements to operate in this airspace environment. The runway configuration consists of a set of parallel runways labeled 1-2 left and right and 3-0 left and right. There is a non-intersecting runway 5-2-3 that is west of the parallels. The taxiway system provides access to all ramps, services, and facilities located north and west of the runway complex. Pilots should use caution and be aware that St. Louis Lambert International also has a similar parallel runway configuration. The traffic mix, while primarily general aviation, does include the occasional charter flight using air carrier-type aircraft. There are several flight schools located on the airport, including the St. Louis University Flight Program. There is also a Gulfstream retrofit facility that draws large cabin-class corporate jets to the airport. When flying to St. Louis Downtown for the first time, especially approaching from the north, pilots may request a transition past the arch. While not an officially published route, following the Mississippi River southbound past the Gateway Arch sets the pilot up for a convenient left base when the airport is landing to the south. When the airport is landing north, pilots can expect a left or right downwind for runways 30 left or right. While not a particular problem at St. Louis Downtown, airports with parallel runways with staggered thresholds present an increased risk for wrong surface landings. One mitigation strategy might be to load an instrument approach or GPS waypoint aligned with the runway on which you are landing. If you are unsure of how to accomplish this, please refer to the operator's manual for the equipment in your aircraft. This can help ensure you are on the appropriate final. While there are no official hotspots at St. Louis Downtown, there are a few areas of which pilots need to be aware. When taxiing for departure from the west ramp and taxiing via Charlie 2, pilots have sometimes crossed the hold short line for runway 23 even after reading back the appropriate clearance and hold short instructions. The same situation exists at several other points on the airport. Still on the west side, taxiways Alpha and Bravo provide direct access to runway 523. On the east ramp, pilots need to be aware of the same sort of issue on taxiways Alpha 3 and Alpha 4, and runway 12 left, 30 right. If you are ever in doubt or unsure of any clearance or instruction, the easiest answer is to ask the tower. They are there to help. One last area of which to be aware. When arriving or departing to the north, there is a large VFR practice area utilized by the flight schools. It is not depicted on the sectional chart, but it is located in the vicinity of the Troy VOR and underneath the St. Louis Class Bravo. Extra caution and attentiveness should be utilized when operating in this area. Being aware of the challenges at St. Louis Downtown will help pilots make better decisions, and along with the ATC tower, keep the operation safe and efficient. We hope this short video helps you to prepare for your trip to the St. Louis Downtown Airport. It's always better to know before you go.